Everybody, before we get into today's update, I want to give you a quick synopsis of what to expect. First, we're going to go over the XRP daily technical analysis as XRP continues to hover below the 0.394 level, which is a critical area. We also need to look at why it's important for us to get up above 40 cents, and we're going to continue this journey on. We're going to take a look, as you can see behind me. You've got some charts moving around. I know it's flipped, but that's because it's my front facial camera, and there's nothing that I can seemingly do about this on my tablet. So it's just something that I like to have behind me so that we can see what's going on. As you can see right behind me, you got the Dow futures up 103, S&P up 28, NASDAQ up 160, Russell 2000 up about 10.90. So right now we're off to a hot start in the market. We'll take a look at the DXY as it continues to be over 104 and see exactly what that has to do with the crypto market and maybe the, the parallel, kind of like the opposite attraction. Like the US dollar currency index is doing one thing, risk on assets do another, like crypto, gold and silver end up being under pressure when that happens. So we'll see what happens. I also have a few key acquisitions that Ripple has made over the past like 6 or 7 months. Nothing major, not everything, just a few little things that might help you be better aligned with XRP and why it is so valuable moving forward. And just remember, when XRP is under 40 cents, there's no reason for you not to try to start packing your bags. I always suggest to people that aren't in XRP buy 2% at this price of your portfolio. That leaves you 50 separate buy-ins, so you might be able to go from there. As you can see behind me, Bitcoin's up 313, Ethereum up 49.2, Litecoin up 1.66, and XRP down 0.0005 to 0.3923. Make sure to hit that like button. I beg of you, please hit that like button, and I will see you on the other side of the intro. Good morning, 9:25 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, February 23rd, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. At the great icy state of Michigan, as we got about, somewhere about a half inch, maybe a little bit more of ice. It was a pretty interesting morning this morning. Driveway's just solid ice. So we'll see what happens when we go out there. Right now, we have the DXY at 104.528. It's been on a pretty nice push here. Last night, we talked about how it got over the ascending triangle resistance, and that currently sits at 104.38. As long as we hold this, we will likely push up and in time try to get up to that 106.20. If you fall back down below this 104 spot, we'll say 104.38 on that ascending resistance that is now trying to be support. If you fall back through, your next uptrending support on this ascending support would be at around the 104.08. So we're going to see exactly how this plays through the market today and see if it plays through. Right now, though, it's looking pretty good. You got gold and silver under a tiny bit of pressure. Commodity stocks under a tad bit of pressure as well. Total crypto market cap is up 0.16% to 1.056 trillion. We've completed a bearish cross in the 2-hour time frame. We haven't lost the 200-day support, but I'll tell you right now, if we lose this 200-day support at 1.03 trillion, we're going to end up working our way right back down to this 986 billion, and that is the breakout point of this multi-year trend line that now we're on the top side, and we very well could find our way back in here. It's actually 990 billion. That's why I moved it just a tiny bit, because that's exactly where I like that number. So that's a multi-year trend line. So if we break the 990 billion, the next step would be 940.48 billion. So that's something to pay attention to there. Bitcoin, we're still above the multi-year trend line. Like we talked about yesterday, as long as we hold this uptrend at 23,500, we're still okay. And we never came back through. We never lost a 200-day right now at 23,588 approximately. But this uptrend is everything. If we can hold 23,500, I know 600 up here, but 23,500 over here. So I like 23,500. That would allow us to continue pushing up and maybe try to push out past 25,194. But right now you can see we're squeezed between 23,500 support. If we can hold that or the 25,194 resistance. We're currently at about 24,000 right now, 24,060. One key problem with that, though, is that's below the 2-hour time frame, 24,200 resistance. So we need to get back over that 20-day, as we've had a bearish cross, 20 crossing the 50, attempting a cross of the 100, and if you have a cross of the 200, that would be a death cross. So it's in our best interest, if you want Bitcoin to go up, to hold that 23,500 level. Now, XRP. So XRP currently sits at 0.3914. We currently have this falling channel resistance at 40 cents. We're calling it firm 40 cents. So we have S1 below at 0.386. The second support below at 0.377. And S3, if you want to go all the way down there, is down at 0.356 approximately. Right now we've got R1 at 0.40. That's the 40 cent mark. We also, you could say, technically 394 could be resistance 1, very tight, and resistance 2, 40 cents, resistance 3, 414. So that would just be if you think in the area, we're struggling to get past. And we have for the last couple hours. We broke out, but I would still say 40 cents would be the first resistance. And then 414 for resistance 2. Watch in the immediate short term, right here on the 200-day at 393, 392 level. We need to get back above there to not have further downward pressure, which will lead us to 386, 377, and ultimately down to the falling channel support if we can't break out of the resistance, right around the 356. So it's basically, are we going to break the falling channel resistance at 40 cents, or are we going to come all the way down here to 356 and tempt with that falling channel support? So that's what I'm looking at this morning. Nothing more, nothing less. I want to give you a few things that XRP's done, though, in the past year or so. Just a few key facts. So in August 2022, Ripple announced that it had received a payment institution license from the Monetary Authority of Singapore, MAS, which allows the company to provide regulated payment services in Singapore. In June 2022, Ripple announced a partnership with a Mexican digital bank called Story. The partnership aims to help Story streamline its cross-border payment process and improve financial inclusion in the country. In February of 2022, Ripple announced that it had acquired a Malaysian-based cross-border payments company called Tranglo. The acquisition was seen as a strategic move to expand Ripple's reach in the Asia-Pacific region. On January 10, 2023, Ripple announced the expansion of its XRP-powered payment platform on-demand liquidity ODL into Brazil. This move is expected to increase the adoption of XRP as a digital asset for cross-border payments in the Latin American market. On January 24, 2023, Ripple announced a partnership with the South Korean company Hanwha Investment and Securities to develop blockchain-based financial products and services. This move further strengthens Ripple's presence in the Asian markets. And then finally, on February 22nd, 2023, Ripple announced a partnership with a major European bank, UniCredit, to develop cross-border payment solutions using XRP. This move could potentially increase the adoption of XRP as a digital asset for global payments. So I just wanted to share those few things about XRP and some of the adoption and some of the acquisitions it's made over the past year and a half, roughly, about a year. So hopefully that helped give you a little bit more information and fill in some puzzle pieces. Before I leave, I want to touch base on XLM and DGB, and then I'm going to let you guys go. So XLM, we talked about this for a long time, this downtrending resistance, as we needed to break out of the top of here. If we held this 8.9 level, approximately 894, we could break up to 9.9. We did. We pushed up, failed to break the 9.9, got all the way up to about the 9.78. Now we're coming back down. We've reversed below the 200-day or the 20-day and the 2-hour time frame. Now we're trying to hold the support on the 200-day at 905. But it looks like we've already reversed here. It looks like we could have put in a head and shoulders. And now we could be pushing back down towards 0.0884. You'll know that if we break 0.0904, approximately 0.090. So that's what I'd be looking at for XLM. And if you break back within here, you got multi-tiers. You'd have the 0.089, the 0.868, 0.859, and 0.845 before a major breakdown to 0.070. And then if you were to break up and break the 0.099, the first resistance would be about 0.102. So that'd be just over 10 cents. And then DGB struggling. It still can't get past the third tier confluently. We broke up out of the 0.012, but we need to hold 0.012 in order to push up to higher levels. If we do break 0.012, I don't really have much up here because I'm not seeing it as like a huge possibility right now with the broader market. But if we do break this and hold, the first level we're going to have to deal with is up here at this 0.0134. Then we can go from there. But right now, if we lose this support at 0.012 underneath, we'll have to come back to 0.0106 and then ultimately down to 0.0090. So it's important for us, if you're a fan of DGB, to hold 0.012. Make sure to hit that like button, as it really does help push me through the analytics. And if you want to join me trading XRP, you can join me on BITGET and or MXC. No spot fees on the buy and sell. And if you want to join Tom's Army, it's in the video description below and the pinned comments. Hashtag be better, do better.